1 to 10?
Many 10.
10?
10.
One word, one English word. How would you describe it?
Justice delicious.
2 words.
Justice delicious.
That doesn't even make sense. Justice delicious.
Justice delicious.
Japan is home to arguably the finest cuisine in the world. If not for the fresh, high-quality ingredients and super disciplined chefs, then certainly for the meticulous artistic presentation. For some reason though, despite living in Japan for 4 years now, I've barely made any videos about Japanese food, which is ridiculous. It's like going all the way to Mars and not bothering to take a selfie. But that's all about to change. A few months ago I entered a competition called Tohoku 365, a competition where the winner would be funded to travel around the northern region of Tohoku for 1 month and film and document all of the region's best food. I thought it was a really good chance to show you guys Japanese food, so I entered the competition, and a few weeks later I found out that I'd won it. I don't really know how, although let's face it, it's probably my radiant smile. So I'm putting my diet on hold again, and I'm about to begin my journey. So, got my big purple suitcase, got my radiant smile. What are we waiting for? Let's go. See you later. The first thing I need to do is get a car, because travelling by train for 1 month will be a little bit inconvenient and a bit too expensive. So I've decided to turn to Japan's cheapest second-hand car rental agency to get the job done. Because these are second-hand cars that are like over 5 years old, the prices are a lot cheaper than you normally pay. So for 12 hours for this car, 2,500 yen. Usually it's about 9,000, so it's a lot cheaper.
Please be careful.
Always careful. Away we go then. The first prefecture on my grand trip around Tohoku is Miyagi Prefecture, the place I call home, and we're kicking things off in Sendai, so it makes sense to start things with the local dish of Sendai, beef tongue. So it's arrived and we've got a small pile of cow tongue here. It looks very oily and this is quite the heat, but we've got this, we've got the rice, we've got some wasabi, which goes really well with the cow tongue. And finally some it's kind of like oxtail soup. But before I try it with anything, I like to try it on its own. So, very oily, very chewy, but very good. Gyutan has typically less fat than most cuts of beef, giving it a remarkably lean and chewy texture. It comes accompanied with oxtail soup, and in this restaurant it also comes with Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump's socks up on the wall. So this is the local food of Sendai, but when I ask my friends, my Japanese friends in Sendai, how often they eat it about once a month. So it's not a common everyday kind of food, it's still something you have every month, maybe every 3 weeks or so. And I eat it about once a month. Guilty pleasure. After enjoying my pile of beef tongue under the watchful eye of Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump's socks, I headed over to the coastal town of Ishinomaki, a port town that recently has become popular as the gateway to Cat Island, the infamous island drenched with cats, about a 40-minute boat ride from the coast. The town of Ishinomaki is full of life-size comic book characters to commemorate local artist Shotaro Ishinomori, who holds the Guinness World Record for most comics published by one author. His dream had been to create a town where people were exposed to manga comic book characters in their everyday lives, and his dream lives on with 20 full-scale cartoon characters dotted around the town. I've come to Ishinomaki to try the town's local variant of one of Japan's simplest but most filling dishes, yakisoba. So the yakisoba in Ishinomaki is famous for being quite a dark brown colour. Usually it's more of a yellowy colour. If you pick it up, all the noodles are stuck together, but here they're not at all. It's quite weird. This is my first time I've had it, and it's a little bit weird for me to pick up the noodles and see that they're all kind of separate from each other. And the secret is to steam them twice, apparently. Yakisoba literally translates as fried noodles. The fried noodles typically come mixed with bite-sized pork, cabbage, and salt and pepper with a side of shredded pickled ginger called beni shoga. Ishinomaki yakisoba uses brown noodles, and the noodles are twice steamed, so the usually sticky texture of the yakisoba is absent.
The secret to making yakisoba taste even better, yakisoba sauce, it's kind of a sweet sauce. Put that on. Because yakisoba's a little bit salty and there's not that much flavour beyond that. But with yakisoba sauce, it's a whole new ballgame. It's very sweet now. So
it's the sort of dish that goes down well with alcohol, not that I'd know. And it can also be conveniently grabbed in a sandwich for people on the go looking to stuff their faces with fried noodles in a sandwich. God, that was awkwardly phrased. In the evening, I caught up with my good friend Ryotaro in one of Sendai's best bistros to try yet another Miyagi regional specialty.
So, when you're in Miyagi, you should try oysters.
oysters, why oysters?
Miyagi has been producing the best oysters in whole Japan.
Really?
Yeah. So this restaurant is a place you need to come when you're in Miyagi.
Why this place?
So their signature dish, the oyster baguette.
Oyster baguette?
Yeah. So the oysters and the grilled oysters, it comes in with 5 flavors.
5 flavors.
Yeah.
All right.
This is cheese.
Cheese.
Yeah. Has a chili powder.
Chili powder.
And it's a cocktail sauce with bacon on the top.
Ah.
And this is garlic butter.
Garlic butter.
And this is escargot butter.
It's very juicy, isn't it?
Very, very juicy.
It's like straight out. It really is straight out of the sea. That's really nice.
In the south of Miyagi lie the mountains of Zao, home to attractions such as Fox Village, a giant fox enclosure hidden away in a forest. Just a few miles down the road from Fox Village, there's even a cheese factory selling all manner of cheese-related products. From hard cheeses to cream cheeses, there's even an experimental range of makeups and soaps containing cheese whey.
This is soap made out of cheese whey. The cheese whey's in it. I love to rub cheese all over my face.
I'm stopping off at a small chain of restaurants specialising in using fresh, locally sourced eggs from Zao. The chain's called Mori no Mebuki Tamagoya, which literally translates as the Sprouting Forest Egg Cafe, and it's home to probably the best Japanese omelette I've ever had. The dish is called omu rice on account of it being half omelette, half rice, with the soft, fluffy omelette draped perfectly over the pile of rice, and bathed in a demi-glazed sauce and beef stew. In just one scoop you can taste the fluffy texture of the egg, the rice soaked in the rich, meaty demi-glazed sauce, and the succulent chunks of beef. It really is to die for. And then to come back to life and eat it again.
I don't know what they did to those eggs, but that was beyond fluffy. One thing's for sure, that was excellent. Excellent.
Anyone that knows their ramen knows the best ramen can usually be found at small, independently owned and family operated ramen shops. However, Sendai-ko is a regional ramen restaurant exclusive to Miyagi that has some of the most delicious, richest tasting soup that I've found in my time in Japan.
The soup is so good. It's very thick and it tastes a lot like gravy. It's quite a porky kind of taste. When it comes to ramen, the most important thing is the soup. I like a nice thick soup. This is called koteri. There are 2 kinds of ramen soup. There's asari and koteri. Asari is transparent. It's usually quite thin, but I prefer koteri. I like a thick soup. Has lots of flavour. Only thing is afterwards, you feel pretty tired. After I finish this, I'll probably just collapse in the street. My only advice is don't drink it all, unless you want to completely destroy your health in one foul swoop.
So those are 6 local foods worth trying the next time you're in Miyagi. But which one would you like to try? And do you like to rub cheese all over your face? Let us know in the comments section below. In the next part of our trip, we'll be visiting Iwate Prefecture, where I'll be catching up with Natsuki at an incredible steak restaurant.
Just this delicious.
Justice delicious.
Trust me, trust you.
You could be a great food reviewer.
Trust us.
Trying my own hand at cooking, God forbid.
Really, really tired. I've only had 5 hours sleep and I'm cooking the Last Supper. What seems like the Last Supper given the scale of it. Bloody hell. There must be a better way than this. This is like an infomercial for a cooking device that stops you from getting burnt to pieces by oil.
And befriending a real-life American person.
I do think Americans are more polite than British people sometimes.
Yeah, I think that's
And friendlier.
definitely
Nicer.
friendlier. A lot of British people aren't very friendly though, are they?